Six Music.
The Desert Island Disco.
All right, so when I said at the beginning of the programme that this week's Desert Island Disco special was a Northern Soul castaway, I think it might be fair to say that you might have had in mind someone who was perhaps of a slightly older generation, someone who was keeping the faith from the first time around, but absolutely not. Here to tell me more is this week's castaway, Lewis Henderson of the Deptford Northern Soul Club. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you, Lewis. So, like I said, you know, there are obviously a lot of Northern Soul fans who remember the music from the first time around, but you are a young, I think you're 24, as is Will, who you run the club with, is that right?
Yeah, we're both 24.
Okay, so you kind of came to the music later. How did you get involved in the Northern Soul scene?
My father used to go to Wigan back in the day. My dad's from Carlisle, up north. So we kind of grew up with Northern Soul being played in the background. But then we've been to a few Northern Soul nights, but we never really kind of saw any other young people there. Mm-hmm. So we kind of wanted to do Northern Soul for like the next generation.
Absolutely. And it sounds like it's going really well. I mean, my team discovered the Deptford Northern Soul Club. I think they literally heard your DJ set wafting over the field at Glastonbury this time last year when you were playing Williams Green, and they kind of went in, had a little dance and then kept in touch with you guys. How long has the Deptford Northern Soul Club been going, and what are you up to at the minute?
It's been going for about a year and a half now. We played our first show on the 5th of November 2016 in Deptford at Bunker Club, and then and since then we've been we've been doing a residency in Deptford. We went on tour last November. We played Glastonbury, End of a Road Festival, Norman Jay's Good Times Goes East party in Hackney.
Oh,
we
brilliant.
played the Q Awards at the Roundhouse, which was pretty good.
Fantastic.
We got to sport Sleaford Mods, which was amazing.
Yeah. So,
I ran off stage after with our rider of tins of beer down to the front. It was amazing.
Oh, well, that's great. And so how are, when you say you kind of wanted to start this club to bring younger people into the scene, or at least to represent younger people who are already part of the scene, because obviously there is that kind of generation is definitely part of the mix. Like, what sort of response have you got, and who's coming to the club nights that you're putting on? Like, are the older people digging it as well as the young people coming in the door?
Yeah, there's really a mix. But like Northern Soul's really the birth of modern dance music. It's where it all started. It's like first Northern Soul, then funk, disco, house, acid, right through to techno.
Yeah.
So I feel like young people still get it. They see that Northern Soul is just it's intrinsic to the way people dance. It's like the first solo dancing movement in the UK, and I think people dig it. I think people love it. Like people who are like all the way from like 20, even up to like 60s. Like people love it. People want to go and have a really big sweaty dance sometimes.
It's just biology as well, isn't it? It's biological, chemical music. It just it tees into something in your brain and just makes you dance, whether you understand what's going on or not. You know, that's why it's an entry point into other sort of genres and other music for so many people. Sometimes, you know, this absolutely makes sense to everyone, I think. So tell me about the music that you've put together for us today, Lewis. You and Will have worked on this together, I think.
Yeah. Me and Will do everything together, really. We've known each other since we were like kids. So we picked a playlist of like Northern Soul songs. You know, I'm not too sure how many made it onto your final playlist, but
they're all pretty short, so we're going to try and get in as many as we can, obviously.
Yeah,
you've got that going for you with
this
genre.
I'm Coming Home in the Morning Sun's on.
Yeah.
We love that song.
Lou Pride.
Yeah, it's great. Every time we play it, it's like sets the place on fire. You've got like hundreds of people just absolutely going wild. And I think that's what Northern Soul should be about. It should be just loads of people just having a really, really good time.
So where are they going to be doing that next then, Lewis? Where can people find you, and where are you going to be playing out next?
We're playing at Bunker in Deptford on the 30th of June. Mm-hmm. Then we're playing in Belfast at the Menagerie on the 14th of July.
Fantastic.
And I guess we want to plug our show at Green Man. So if you're around, we're headlining the Walled Garden stage for the After Dark slot.
Oh, nice.
So should try and get down for that. That's going to be great.
Yeah. And what about on social? If people want to find you, where's the best place to go?
We've got Facebook, we've got Instagram. You can hit us up on Twitter if you want.
Fantastic.
We've got Spotify. You know where to find us.
Okay, so just search the Deptford Northern Soul Club and you'll come up pretty quick, right?
Yeah, Deptford Northern Soul Club. That's the one.
All right, Lewis, it's so lovely to talk to you. Very best of luck with all of those shows over the summer, and thank you so much for this mix. We're going to put the long list up on the blog so people can check that out as well, and dig a little bit deeper into your playlist. But I'm going to bash through as many of these as I possibly can in the next 20 minutes, half an hour. All right.
Thanks a lot.
Lots of love to you both. Thanks for doing this for us. Take care.
All right, bye.
Cheers.
6. Desert Island Disco.
I received a call from my woman telling me she was feeling bad. She didn't know what to do. She was all alone, wanted me to come home. She was feeling sad. Let me tell you, baby, I'm coming home in the morning. Yes, I will. I'm coming home in the morning. Right on, baby. Oh, yes, I will. I wrote my baby's special deed and told her I didn't know her love was that strong. If she'd had just a little patience, baby, I was surely coming home. And I'm coming home in the morning. Oh, yes, I will. I'm coming home in the morning. Baby, to hold your weary hand. I'm gonna ease the pain in your heart. Never more will I trouble this land. So oh baby,
Desert Island Disco.
I'm the latest, greatest, I'm the up-to-datest. I'm the most drink of chose to my newfound status. While agents pushing me around, you find it hard to turn me down. So give me inside and outside on the dotted line. So give me some wine and outside on the dotted line. Give me some time and outside on the dotted line. Oh, you got to give me inside and outside on the dotted line.
Desert Island Disco.
Against the window pane, watching and calling out your name. Baby, I got a notion to cry. Don't wanna believe this is goodbye. You walked out with tears of falling. You never looked back when I was gone. Oh, darling, you really caught me cheating on you by being in the arms of another guy. It really hurt me too. Suddenly, I'm all alone, watching you go. It takes me slow. You say goodbye, breaking me so bad. You hit me right where it hurts me. Baby, I'm falling apart from too much pain that's so hard. And every moment that you're gone, the misery goes on and on. Baby, I can't live with myself, knowing that I'm the reason you left. And there's nothing I can say, just gotta let you know. Oh, darling, for every bit of hurt I put you through, I'm hurting too. Maybe, much more than you. Suddenly, watching you go, yeah. Hey, stop. You said goodbye, breaking me hard. You hit me right where it hurt me, and I feel my heart breaking with every step that you're taking. Oh, you hit me right where.
6 Desert Island Disco.
The Door Strings, Gone with the Wind is My Love. The B-side and the backing track to the Rita and the Tiaras version, which obviously has the full vocal. Fantastic Desert Island Disco selection from Lewis and Will of the Deptford Northern Soul Club. The Next Generation, Keeping the Faith. So far you heard Lou Pride and I'm Coming Home in the Morning, released in 1972. Beloved of British Northern Soul lovers, an American blues and soul singer who released 9 albums over the course of his career. Right up to 2005's Keep On Believing, passed away in 2012. Then it was Gene Latta, Sign on the Dotted Line, released on Spark in 69. An ex-boxer born in Cardiff, Alice Clark, You Hit Me Right Where It Hurts, and The Door Strings, Gone with the Wind is My Love.
6. Desert Island Disco.
Hear me, girl. You tell me you love me, but you've been seen with somebody else. Hear me, girl. You tell me you want me, but I've been sitting here all by myself. If this is love, ooh, baby, then I'd rather be lonely. If this is love, ooh, baby, then I'd rather be free. Your attitude has changed so much. It makes me feel like I lost my touch. The things we try to do just ain't the same. Your love for me has changed into a game. Oh, baby, if this is love, ooh, baby, then I'd rather be lonely. If this is love, ooh, then I'd rather be free. In a moment of tenderness, I can almost see the love in your eyes. But was it really there, or was she just playing another one of her games? Somebody tell me, is the girl for real, or is she trying to destroy this love that I feel? If this is love, ooh, baby, then I'd rather be lonely. If this is love, ooh, baby, then I'd rather be free. You're not the girl that stood beside me yesterday. You're not the girl that cared in that loving way. But now I'm gonna face reality and realize just what's happening to me. Oh, baby, if this is love, ooh, baby, then I'd rather be lonely. If this is love, ooh, then I'd rather be free. If this is love, then I'd rather.
6 Music.
Desert Island Disco.
I don't care what your friends say. I'm gonna love you anyway. 'Cause you're mine, 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 mine. Oh, baby, you're mine, mine, mine. I know that you're mine, mine.
The Vibrations, an LA group, one of whom, Ricky Owens, was briefly hired as the lead singer of The Temptations, let go after a few shows and then back to The Vibrations in 1976. That track released on Epic in 68, 'Cause You're Mine, and The Precisions before it, If This Is Love, I'd Rather Be Lonely. Another release from the late 60s, Drew Recordings is the label. 1967, a Detroit soul doo-wop group who released a string of singles across the 1960s, and a very well-earned place in the Desert Island Disco collection of Lewis and Will of the Deptford Northern Soul Club. Thank you to them for putting this selection of tunes together for us. As I said, wanted to get through as many as I could in the time that we had, but you can find out more about the club and about their long list on the blog on the Six Music website, bbc.co.uk/sixmusic. Click on my part of the website, go to my kind of homepage, and you'll find out more about Desert Island Disco and all of the other features that we do there. Colin says, loving the Northern Soul. Please can I get a shout out to my wife Anne and 8-month-old Oscar. We're packing for a trip to our own desert island. Well, Anglesey. Enjoy, have a goodie. Heidi's doing full-on Northern Soul moves, but not doing it very well and is now knackered. This is Wurzler, who says, never heard any of these songs before in Desert Island Disco, but this is an amazing selection. Jennifer, I am so down with the Northern Soul. Six Music Morning Show throwing out absolute bangers.